Good morning and good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. Don't forget to subscribe. I need to start saying this at the beginning. To the Before Coffee podcast channel. It is Good News Day. We are here to share you all the good news we've been able to find this week and this Tuesday so that you can have hope in humanity again. This is Before Coffee, the first and only international game show, a father-daughter podcast where we look up our stories right before we've started. We've just got caffeine in our bodies. We're learning to read and speak live on stream. So let's roll that segue wheel. But of course, first get into our headlines.
Voice.
Today on Good News Day. Stromnet Brabant gets more space. Good news for businesses and housing construction. Plus, eyes on the water, navigating the return of whales to New York.
And greetings and salutations for the United States on Good News Day, where Cool Runnings 2, Jamaican bobsled team, wins the gold, and experimental mRNA flu vaccine is superior to the old vaccines.
Nice improvements. An anonymous $50 million gift will cover some tuition for medical lab students at the University of Washington. And he transformed a veteran's jungle backyard for free, then hands over $14,000 in a car.
And more good news in the United States. Well, same from the United States, sorry. More good news. Vultures are making a comeback in Europe.
In my culture news, from Byzantine cottages to Volvic stadiums, the brilliance of female architects.
And it's National Mutt Day. So if you're a mutt, like most of us are, it's your day. Twice a year, apparently, because it's December 2nd and July 31st are also National Mutt Day. So it's National Mutt Day for December 2nd, 2025 on Before Coffee.
I love a mutt. Mutts need all the support they can get. Purebreds aren't worth it anyways. They get all those diseases.
Right. That's right. Genetic diversity is important.
It's very important. Get mixed up, all mixed up. Let's roll our first segue for my stories. I've become the segue wheel. And what am I rolling? We are rolling a non sequitur. Perfect. Who needs to pay attention? My first story is about whales.
What's a spin? What was a spin?
Non
Sorry,
sequitur.
Non sequitur.
This is from Carl LeBou on nature.org. Morning fog clings to the surface of the water as Carl LeBou guides a small research vessel through the damp air and into the open Atlantic. A pod of dolphins arc the waves, and the misty spout of a humpback whale erupts like a signal flare. For LeBou, marine scientist and New York Ocean's director at the Nature Conservancy, these moments are more than breathtaking. They're signs of a recovery decades in the making. Whales are coming back, says LeBou, scanning the horizon. But they're returning to the waters that are busier than ever before. We need more eyes on the water, watching out for whales and ensuring safe seas for captains, crews, and marine life. LeBou has spent much of his career studying the intricate food webs that sustain marine life in coastal communities. One of the biggest wins? Championing protections for Atlantic menhaden, small, oily fish fuel that diets of whales, dolphins, and seabirds. If you want big fish, you need little fish for them to eat, he often says. That philosophy helps the Nature Conservancy successfully advocate for a 2019 New York state law that eliminated purse seining for menhaden, a practice that used large nets to capture this vital forage fish. The law was widely supported by Long Island baymen, recreational fishermen, charter boat captains, scientists, marine traders, and wildlife enthusiasts. So who was against it? The corporations, maybe? But we could sell those for money! Then there's some pictures of swarms and swarms of these fish being eaten by whales. Like, just imagine fish, but it's like hair. It's like hair in the ocean. Above, a drone captures the incredible sight of the most important fish in the sea, the Atlantic menhaden. Building on that momentum, the Nature Conservancy helped secure a major policy shift in 2020 when the Atlantic States Marine Fisheries Commission adopted ecological reference points, a science-based approach that considers predator needs when managing fish stocks. This collective decision was a turning point. By considering and measuring what the ecosystem needs to thrive, New York scientists and fishermen helped restore a critical link in the food web. Now, the menhaden became more common along the New York shorelines. The areas once again became a foraging hotspots for fish, marine birds, and marine mammals. That's the reason why you see seagulls so inland. All their food is gone, so they're like, I guess I'll just eat out of the trash can. The return isn't just about food. It's also the result of more than 50 years of protections under the Marine Mammal Protection Act and Endangered Species Act, which have helped whales and dolphins recover and reclaim habitat. Whale watching tours from several ports in New York and New Jersey are now booming, and sightings in New York Harbor are no longer rare, a striking return on years of conservation investment and leadership. Really give yourself a pat on the back. But the return of the whales has coincided with a surge in human activity. Parts of the ocean off New York and New Jersey now resemble busy neighborhoods, with boats, ships, and gear all moving in different directions. And like children crossing a busy street, whales rely on us to slow down and pay attention. As more whales are spotted with wounds from vessel strikes and fishing gear entanglements, it's clear how fragile this balance can be. In August, an 18-foot mink whale died after colliding with a boat in the Barnegat Bay off the Jersey shore. The impact knocked a passenger overboard and nearly capsized the vessel. In February, researchers spotted a North Atlantic right whale, mother and calf, foraging near 5 anchored container ships in Ambrose Channel, the busiest shipping lane in the port of New York and New Jersey. The mother had deep propeller scars from previous strikes, and her calf was navigating a maze of steel hulls and engine noises. These incidents reflect a troubling pattern. Whales spend much of their time near the surface, where they rest, feed, and breathe. It is also where they're most vulnerable. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and independent scientists, vessel strikes and fishing gear entanglements are the leading cause of whale deaths, threatening species from humpbacks to the critically endangered North Atlantic right whale. Eyes on the Water was built to help boaters avoid both of those risks, a timely solution backed by science and supported by those who care about the future of our oceans. So, Eyes on the Water is a course that people who have boats can take in order to learn, hey, that's a whale. What should I do to avoid hitting it in the frickin' back? LeBeau and his team worked closely with state agencies, educators, and other marine experts to ensure the curriculum is accurate and accessible. It's designed for easy sharing, flexible enough to be delivered as part of New York's approved safe boating course, or taken by those who have already completed a safe boating course without whale safety training. Every certificate earned represents a boater who's better equipped to protect marine life. The course is just one piece of a larger strategy led by Carl LeBeau's team at the Nature Conservancy to ensure healthier habitats for marine life and safer waters for people. Their work also includes restoring shellfish reefs, salt marshes, reviving eelgrass meadows, tracking seabirds, reducing nitrogen pollution throughout Long Island waters, and of which contribute to TNC's vision for a healthy ocean. Why is nitrogen in the oceans bad? It causes eutrophication, which is when the plants grow so much that they starve the entire area of food, sunlight, oxygen. It just becomes a deadly nitrogen swamp. So that's why you gotta keep a close eye on how plants are growing. Cleaner bays and estuaries mean more forage fish. More fish mean more whales. And informed boaters help prevent dangerous encounters. This is conservation in motion, powered by science, shaped by community, and sustained by people who believe in protecting nature. Then there's more pictures of dolphins and whales living peacefully in the ocean. And back on the water, LeBeau's high-frequency radio crackles to life. A whale-watching boat from Freeport is looking for a confirmed sighting. Hey, Captain, LeBeau answers. We've got a mom humpback with a calf in 50 feet of water off the roundhouse. After taking a long look, he smiles, stows in gears, and tows the boat toward shore. They're here, he says. Now we just have to keep it that way. So there's your inspiring story about the return of whales to New York, the waters around New Jersey and New York and the port, and how they're trying to make sure they stay there. Isn't that inspiring? Wakey wakey.
I'm here. Non sequitur. It's easy to do a non sequitur. And yeah, it's a good thing that the whales are making a comeback because humans are about to disappear.
Yeah, they don't need to worry about the boats soon. They don't need to worry about the boats anymore.
We'll take care of it. Yeah, don't worry. Our prehistoric beasts that predated our rise to the top.
I think whales are just as old as us. Not older.
Older blue whales are prehistoric.
My next story, which is shorter.
Yeah, the bigger the species.
Sorry?
The bigger the species, the probably the older it is, right?
The longer they can live, yeah, you have more heartbeats. The kind of way scientists measure life is how many heartbeats you can have. And if you have a slower heartbeat, that means you do less over time, right? Instead of 10 a minute, you do 1 a minute.
There's animals that live 2 years, like you're born like rats. They live 2 years.
Yeah.
That's it. That's their lifespan, 2 years. Elephants' gestation period is 2 years.
Or tortoises and turtles, of course. They also live a long time.
Yeah. They live a long time and they're pregnant for a long time. So
that's true.
They can't possibly only live 2 years. That wouldn't wipe out the species.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
So there's
My
your
next story is a short one, and it's about housing. Now, the housing crisis is happening all over Europe, but the Netherlands is one of the densest populated countries, and it's been complaining about its housing crisis for a long time. And one of the causes of that isn't immigrants, isn't brown people stealing your house, isn't refugees stealing your house. It's people not building any houses. The population is rising, and nobody's building more houses to live in. So good news coming out of Brabant. They're building more houses. This is on NOS. Grid operator Tenant has managed to free up capacity on the overcrowded electricity grid in North Brabant. Over the next 2 years, 805 megawatts of power will be added to the grid, equivalent to a third of the province's current electricity demand. That's another good point, right? The infrastructure has to support these new houses too. You can build new houses, but if you can't afford to pay for to power them, well, you're just gonna have people living in cold, dank houses. Because electricity consumption in Brabant is increasing less rapidly than we previously thought, space is becoming available on the grid that we can now use, said Robert Kauk, director of the grid planning at Tenant to Omroep Brabant. The expansion of the power grid is good news for businesses looking to grow or become more sustainable, and for the housing sector. For a province where the grid was full at 22, this is a huge boost. This way we can help businesses become more sustainable, build homes, and enable economic growth, says Kauk. The grid operator is currently working to strengthen the grid at more than 50 locations in Brabant. An additional transformer will open in Heert-Troudenberg next year, providing 200 megawatts in West Brabant. A year later, we'll add another transformer and open a new high-voltage substation in Tilburg. This will add another 405 megawatts to the grid in East, South, and Southwest Brabant, says Kauk. North Brabant Provincial Executive Bas Mace called the expansion an important step. It doesn't help everyone yet, but the energy is a basic necessity for housing and economic growth. We must continue to expand so that more and more businesses and households can connect. In the northeast of the province, demand for electricity will remain higher than the grid can handle in coming years, the grid operator emphasizes. These problems may not be resolved before 2033. A new high-voltage substation must first be built in Wijchen or in Gelderland in order to support any new development. In West Brabant, Tennet can immediately provide additional power. Some of this will go to Zenexis, the original grid operator, which is currently calculating which businesses can benefit from this. Businesses on the waiting list will be notified in February. Kauk emphasizes that businesses and households can help prevent overload themselves. Avoiding peak hours remains essential. Using electricity primarily outside peak hours creates capacity on the grid. Saving energy also helps reduce the pressure. So if you're living in Brabant and you want to help grow your economy, watch your grid usage. There's my shorter story on some good housing news.
Right on. You know what John Lennon said? Here's your non sequitur. As John Lennon said, power to the people.
Indeed. Almost directly. Power to the people.
Let's have more power for the people, not just, we gotta create some more AI nonsense. By the way, cryptocurrency is crashing currently.
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
People are using up all the energy with their crypto and their other things.
Crypto's currently taking a big dump. Cryptocurrency is, especially. Well, again, it's a rich man's pyramid scheme, and then people fall for it. Sure. They don't bail in time. If they don't bail in time, you lose everything, and you go, "Oh, I just had $40,000. I got $10."
Nice.
So again, of course, they're just going to move on to the next scam. They're going to get everybody suckered into, because that's what they do.
Gotta get those suckers.
All right, let's do spin the wheel.
And your story. Rolling the wheel, the segue wheel. It is a hypothetical.
Hypothetical. What would happen if a sporting team from a really sunny, hot place near the equator was winning Olympic winter events? So wait. We had that actually happening. You might remember the John Candy movie, and who doesn't love John Candy, called Cool Runnings, where he helped form the first Jamaican bobsled team. And if you don't know anything about Jamaica, they have snow. They don't even have a chance of getting snow. I don't even think it gets under 60.
There's nowhere for them to practice, is what we're saying here.
They can only practice somewhere where it's cold, or they can practice on wheels. Other than that, they're not going to have any ice. And bobsleds definitely need some really slick ice. This is from CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. CBC.ca, Jamaican bobsled team captures historic gold medal at Whistler competition. Victory came, the writer is Sarah Petz. And it says external link, so she must not be a writer for them. Victory comes just weeks after country was devastated by Hurricane Melissa. Nearly 40 years after Jamaican bobsled team's first Winter Olympics inspired the film Cool Runnings, it made history again last weekend by capturing its first ever gold medal at an international bobsled competition. The team, composed of Shane Pitter, Andre Dacres, Junior Harris, and Taekwondo Tracy, beat out Canada to win the gold at International Bobsledding and Skeleton Federation's North American Cup in Whistler, British Columbia on Sunday. It's just a great feeling. Honestly, I can't find the words to explain it. Well, I should have a Jamaican accent. It's just a great feeling, man. Honestly, I can't find the words to explain it. It just feels good because our families are proud. And the whole island of Jamaica is proud. Right,
that's pretty decent.
The win took some time to sink in at first. When he came across the finish line and saw the team was in first place, Bitter said he could not believe it. Like, is this possible? Is this what I'm seeing? First place? He said, I was just standing there speechless. The teammate said the win feels especially poignant, coming just weeks after Jamaica was hit by a deadly hurricane that displaced thousands of people and caused widespread damage. Pitter, P-I-T-T-R, not Peter, Pitter, it's his last name, said he hopes the victory can give people back home something to cheer for. Jamaica's bobsled team made its Winter Olympics debut in 1988 in Calgary, where the team members charmed audiences but went home with no medals. Since then, the team has struggled but seemed to be making a comeback after qualifying for the Beijing 2022 Olympic Games. It was the first time Jamaica had a four-man sled in the Olympic Games in 24 years, and the first time the country had qualified for three bobsled events. I don't know why they put three twice, but that's what they did. That's what it says. It says 3 twice in a row. Harris said knowing their underdog hasn't held them back. I mean, we're a tropical island. Nobody expects Jamaica to be the winter sport. Winning a gold medal in an international stage, he said. So we always believe and trust in our abilities, our hard work, and dedication. As they work towards qualifying for next year's Winter Olympics in Milan, Harris says the team is hoping to capture more historic moments. Trust me, you will see even greater things from us. Well, we hope so, but nobody can take that gold medal away from you unless you're like O.J. Simpson, something like that. Then they might. But
we're taking this away.
You won that gold medal. Nobody can change it. You win it. There you go. Where's your good news? Where's your
My hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
I mean, imagine if they win like 10 more times. Then this joke won't work anymore, right? Honestly, I'm actually curious how many countries which don't have snow have won this before.
Well, it's the North American, right? So
Yeah.
apparently, North America, you've got America, you've got Canada, you got the United States, and Mexico if they want to put up a team. Maybe some South Americans can enter somehow through some side door. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the real competition is going to be the European and Northern European teams, of course. So.
I mean, yeah, that is true. Here in the Netherlands, we love the ice sports. Anything with ice, anything on ice. Even though it doesn't snow here anymore. I was talking about that.
All
earlier.
they really need.
It doesn't
I believe
snow
all they
anymore.
need to do to qualify. I do believe all they need to do is qualify is have post a time that is Olympic level, and that's really all they got to do. So, in a qualifying event, not just in their backyard.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so the next story is we're going to talk about next stories. I just closed my next story. That's all right, I can open it. I still got history. Except now my history's clouded with videos I tried to look up. Nope, that's not it. Bear with me, I closed my page. Strolling down here to find it. There we go. Found it. The flu vaccine. Yeah. Your doctor's always telling you to get the flu vaccine. But usually, my problem, I always say to my doctor, I says, do you know the flu vaccine that they are giving us this year is for last year's flu because it took so long to develop it. And meanwhile, it's already mutated 5,000 times.
Yep, that's true.
Before, it's right. Because viruses don't have DNA. They only have RNA. So they mutate on the fly. Almost literally on the fly. This is from cidrap.umn.edu, which is a university of some sort. Mary Van Buxkom, experimental mRNA flu vaccine shows superior efficacy against symptomatic illness. A human challenge randomized controlled trial published last week in the New England Journal of Medicine, New England Journal of Medicine Evidence finds that the mRNA or modRNA influenza vaccine is 100% effective against both symptomatic and febrile flu compared with 85% and 100% with the conventional quadrivalent four-strain influenza vaccine. 100% is pretty good. I don't know. So it's slightly better than the one that was 85 is what we're talking about. Actually, 100% is 100%. A team led by scientists from vaccine developer Pfizer conducted a phase 2A double-blind trial by randomly assigning healthy adults aged 18 to 55 in a 1-to-1 ratio to receive either a modRNA or a QIV, which is the normal strain virus vaccine, 30 days before exposure to the virus, which is the A/H1N1 flu virus. Control participants from a separate trial were exposed to the same virus but were unvaccinated. The mRNA vaccines are more effective than egg-based vaccines and can be made more quickly, increasing the likelihood that they match circulating flu strains. The modified mRNA platform allowed vaccine makers to rapidly produce hundreds of millions of COVID-19 vaccine doses amid the pandemic, and they worked. In spite of the misinformation out there, it saved probably millions of lives, but we're going to pretend it didn't and say, oh, it was much more harmful. Really? Why did the death rates go down from COVID? People still get it. They don't die. Hey, we got something there. And it ain't internet-based science where I looked up and Joe Rogan had a guy on who went to the University of South Sweden and he knows that the flu vaccine has been not tried. You talked to a guy, you listened to a guy in Joe Rogan, did you? You talked to a guy in Joe Rogan told you. Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's your scientific evidence. Another flu vaccine trial published last week, this one phase 3 study in New England Journal of Medicine also found better effectiveness with the mRNA than a control vaccine, with greater immune responses to the A/H3N2 and the A/H1N1 strains, but more side effects. Side effects got to be more defined than just saying side effects. The per protocol cohort included 55, 48, and 52 participants in the mod RNA QIV and control groups, respectively. So there's 3 groups, one at 55, one at 48, one at 52. All participants in the 3 groups are experimentally inoculated, challenged with the viruses. They were actually inoculated with the H1N1 influenza A viruses 30 days after vaccination. Symptomatic flu occurred in 0%, 4.2, and 26.9 of participants in mod RNA, QIV, and control groups, respectively, with a vaccine effectiveness of 100%, 85, and the results for the people who didn't get, 26% got sick, and it doesn't even tell you what the non-vaccinated success rate was. Although the latter results had considerable uncertainty. Overall, these data support the continued clinical development of mod RNA vaccine platform for protection against influenza. Influenza with fever occurred in 0%, and 17 of the participants, as we 0 for the mRNA, 0% for the QIV vaccination, and 17.3 got the fever. How many people died? Hey, I'm going to go unvaccinated and get the flu vaccine. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know if I'd volunteer for that. But, well, maybe they're paying them a lot of money. Although these results also had wide confidence intervals, the median differences in the viral load area under the curve, AUC, between the vaccine and control groups were minus 88.66 for these are terms I'm not going to be able to define or explain because I don't understand them myself, I mean. So the ALC, right. They're using a lot of terms I don't understand, so I'm skipping right over it. The median differences in peak VL between the vaccine and control groups were negative 4.52 for mod RNA and negative 1.49 for QIV. There were no serious adverse effects. In conclusion, in this human challenge trial, a single dose of mod RNA vaccine was associated with fewer occurrences of laboratory-confirmed influenza infection and reduced VL, the study authors wrote. It was not associated with severe AEs, and it elicited immunogenic responses. Overall, these data support the continued clinical development of mod RNA vaccine and perform protection against influenza. All right, there's your story. We're gonna wipe out the flu, and we're gonna do it faster than we ever thought. We're probably not gonna wipe it out, but
yeah, and that's the one. I guess that's the one positive thing about COVID. You know, all those people were dying so quickly that we were pushed to find out something that could cure this virus quickly as possible, because that's where this mRNA. I mean, I'm sure we're already studying mRNA before now, but that kind of pushed it, right? That to actually develop a successful cure for the common cold.
Existed in theory, but the way this works, at least in the United States, is that companies that develop these vaccines go, wait, about our profit margins? We're selling these vaccines. What about our profit margins? We can't be giving away free stuff. So a lot of negative stuff put out by the people that make this, right? The people who make this don't want to lose money, so they're like, well, it's not really tested yet. Let's send out a bunch of people to say it's not really the solution. But anyway, mRNA vaccines look like they work a lot better, and shame on people for trying to pretend that they don't.
Well, that's my hypothetical anyways. We're going to cure the common cold.
There you go.
Everyone's been looking for it all these years, and we finally found it.
Common cold's going to be cured, and we got a cure. Get rid of all them stupid medicines that do nothing but put you to sleep. Here's some NyQuil. Oh, good. Some booze. Thanks for the booze.
Wow, I love drugs. Let's roll our segue wheel for my stories. What are we going to roll on the wheel?
Yeah, let me just...
Since 1978, 37 people have died by vending machines falling on them. 13 people are killed annually, all this while trying to shake merchandise
How's that
out
good
of
news?
them. There is a fun
What's
random
my,
fact.
what's my,
Metaphor and simile.
Okay.
An accurate metaphor and simile. No mixing today. My next good news is coming out of money. People getting free money and other free things. The first one is coming from the United States, where it can cost you upward of $100,000 to go to university, depending on what you're right to get your degree. It can cost you a lot of money. And somebody has anonymously gifted the students of the University of Washington who are in the medical lab, so probably future doctors or future researchers, people who are coming up with these vaccines, $50 million. This is on the AP, written by nobody, I guess. There's no author on the article. So,
Yeah, I
AP
wrote
News
it.
is reporting. It's coming out of Seattle. An anonymous donation expected to exceed $50 million is helping cover tuition costs for medical laboratory science students at the University of Washington for the next half century. The next half century? Okay, that's fun. 50 years.
Yeah,
$1 million for 50 years. The dean of the University School of Medicine, Dr. Tim Dellett, made the surprise announcement Monday, which was the 1st of December, to about 30 grateful undergrads who will each see 2 quarters worth of tuition covered for their senior year clinical rotations, the Seattle Times reported. What? They still have to pay? What? $50 million. Now you still gotta give us some money. I'm really shocked, said Jasmine Wirtz, eyes filled with tears. Overwhelmed, extremely grateful. Students in the program are trained to perform clinical lab tests on patient samples, which are used to help diagnose, treat, and prevent disease and other conditions. Their clinical rotations are so time-consuming that it's hard to hold down part-time jobs during them. The gift is the latest in a series of recent donations helping pay for college around the country. Last year, the Albert Einstein College of Medicine in New York received a $1 billion donation from Ruth Gottsman, a former professor and widow of a Wall Street investor, making tuition there free. Oh yeah, we talked about that, I think, last year as well. I remember that. $1 billion donation. Most medical students at Johns Hopkins University no longer pay tuition thanks to a $1 billion gift from Bloomberg Philanthropies. So you can trash Bloomberg, but at least they give money, I guess, to Johns Hopkins, which is a medical university. In September, Marshall University in West Virginia, President Brad Smith and his wife, Alice Smith, announced a $50 million gift to promote a program aimed at eliminating student debt, in part by covering tuition for West Virginia students with family income of $65,000 or less. The University of Washington announcement, 1st of December, is worth about $8,000 to $10,000 per student, said UW Medicine spokesperson Susan Gregg. The program will also be able to expand from 70 to 100 students over the next 10 years, because probably more people can afford it. The donor from Washington State wishes to remain anonymous, but had a relationship with this program, Gregg said. The donor is also a fan of the local burger chain Dick's, and burgers were piled high atop platters as the students celebrated. Here we go, free burgers! The field of medical laboratory services has faced increasing demand and aging workforce in Washington. A lot of people quit the medical field after the COVID pandemic, because they realized not only were they being taken advantage of,
A lot of people lost
but they
their
were being
jobs when-
overworked to save people who didn't even want to take their damn vaccines. So,
A lot of people lost their jobs because of Elon Musk.
Yeah, maybe as well.
And we're on
According to UW
correct,
Medicine, the workforce is aging and there is an increasing demand for more people. Those factors have resulted in an urgent need to grow the pipeline of highly skilled clinical laboratory professionals, the healthcare system said in a news release. You are the glue, in many ways, in our entire health system, Dellett told the students. You are the unsung heroes. You work behind the scenes that allow all of healthcare machinery to work. You discovered why diseases spread and how to fight them. Very important. So, congratulations, everyone at UW Medicine for not having to, I guess, lose a ton of money paying to your university. I guess they still have to pay their tuition,
Right.
so I don't. It sounds like they still have to pay
Well,
10,000.
universities don't just educate.
Rich people doing what they're supposed to be doing, giving their money away to help people rise up in life.
It's more than that, because charitable donations to medical schools. Medical schools fund research, and research money is the bridge. Metaphor alert. Money is like the bridge between research and actualization of the research. Actualization for the research. It actually gets accomplished. Look, if we had a possibility of sampling this and that. Oh, we've only got $7 in our budget. Oh shit. Well, let's have a beer.
Don't forget that you can't even make them, right? It's like, oh, we discovered a cure for this, but we can't. We need somebody to pay to make the way to. We need an infrastructure to make this medicine, put the medicine in a thing to deliver the medicine to people, right? All of that costs a lot of money. So yes, we need an autoclave to grow bacteria cultures. Oh, that costs $7 million. Fuck. Let's have a beer. That's the way that goes. Thank you for your metaphor.
You're welcome. And my next story is one story.
Probably shorter.
Oh, okay.
I still have another one. Okay. Somebody else got money. Not 50 million, but somebody else got money. A man worked on a veteran's yard. A 63-year-old veteran. This is on Good News Network by Andy Corbley. A 63-year-old veteran could barely access his backyard, which was overgrown with 6 to 8 foot weeds. That's taller than me. Double the height of me. Until a kind-hearted cleaning company owner transformed the overgrown jungle for free. Then he went above and beyond to transform the soldier's life. Definitely didn't need to do that.
Ooh. No, he married his
Ben
sister.
Saunders stepped in after meeting Nick Joyce and hearing the Army veteran had been waiting for the local council to clear the tangled brush for 4 years. Ben, who owns Flawless Cleaning Services, said the garden was in a shocking state. It was affecting his mental health, said Ben, a father of 2 who lives in a Sidcup suburb of London. Oh, sorry, he's British, sorry. It was affecting his mental health. A father of 2 who lives in a Sidcup suburb of London. I immediately thought, I need to try and do something now. Ben and his team spent 2 days last month hacking back the weeds, filling an entire dumpster outside Nick's home in Suffolk, before replacing his side canopy, cleaning his gutters, and even building him vegetable beds. Gardening is great for people who have nothing else going on in their life. The unrecognizable transformation was watched on YouTube by some of Ben's 596,000 followers, so he set up a GoFundMe campaign to provide more help, because the former member of the British Cavalry, who had COPD arthritis and PTSD, had to leave his factory job in April when his car broke down. He doesn't want to be not doing anything, right? He's like, literally, I can't go to work. He was struggling to buy food because he couldn't drive to supermarkets 12 miles away. This is why walkable cities are important. If the friggin' corner store is only a block away, people like this will be able to feed themselves. Anyways, so instead he had to rely on a pricier corner shop. The video shows Ben surprising Nick with the proceeds, a big check for more than £11,000, which is about $14,000 US. I felt like a 5-year-old in a Christmas morning. I wasn't expecting any of it, Nick said, and it's better than the lottery because it's all done by nice people who give a hoot. Nick, really lovely guy, said Ben. I feel like a friend of mine has won the lottery. It was amazing. And then there's him, smiling and doing a thumbs up with his £11,000. Nick had lived in the property with his dog Willow for 4 years, but the garden had been in sorry state since before he moved in. I wouldn't have liked to have walked into that 63 with a COPD and all that conditions he's got, said Ben, who received weed whacking assistance from his dad and uncle. While working on the garden, Ben realized the extent of the social isolation being faced by Nick, who enlisted in the army back in 1978. Sorry, not 1778. He's not that old. 1978.
He was with the Redcoats, was he?
No. He spent 5 years in regular service, followed by 8 years as a reservist. So he joined the military, well, I guess 6 years after you, or 7 years after you. The army. They don't have a bus route that way. on the cycle route.
You
To
mean
his job
before
sounded
me,
impossible
right?
for a guy his age. Yeah, he has arthritis. He's not going to be biking
I
anywhere.
did not join in 1971, so.
He was just starting at the same full wall, staring, sorry. He was just staring at the same full walls every day. The lack of a car was a common denominator on a lot of the problems Nick faced, so Ben decided to help fix that problem. It got to the point when I lost my car where I felt like I got knocked down, but before I could get back up, I was knocked down again, Nick said. Determined to do something to improve Nick's life, Ben hauled him another gift on the day the garden was finished. The keys to a blue Vauxhall Corsa, which was taxed and insured for a year. Wow, that he didn't even have to do, right? Some people do this, right? They give you free stuff, but then you realize you have to pay the taxes on it, and you have to buy insurance, and he did that all for him, right? It's like, you don't have to worry. Paperwork's been done. You can drive off into the sunset. Go get a... Nick was left flabbergasted. I would cry. And maybe he was crying, because the picture is him hugging Ben, but there's no image of his face. Upon receiving the unexpected windfall, Nick said he plans to find another job. I don't want to end up on the scrap heap, he said. It's not just the money. I need a purpose. Ben has already found his purpose, helping vulnerable people through his company's charitable arm, Flawless Blessings. He's got a big bear hug from Nick to say thanks. Kindness ripples, he says. Seeing how one act can change someone's life reminds me of why I do this. I think it's changed all of our lives. Spread the love by sharing your heroes. Like Ben Saunders, who's helped one guy get his life back on track after not only his neighbors, right, or the people who probably love him, right, who are supposed to be loving him, his family, right, they've abandoned him, left him to rot in his house. The council, the government, who's supposed to be taking care of the people, just left those weeds growing for 4 years. And now he's got a car, maybe a job soon, and a happy dog.
Well, they planted him a garden. Now.
Yeah,
that's a
planted him
metaphor
a vegetable garden that he can work on while he's looking for a job or when he's off work. You know, a nice hobby to start. You always need
supplied your own metaphor.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, say
you
your
supplied
metaphor
your own
again?
metaphor. I said you supplied your own metaphor. The vegetable garden, right? It's like, you can't just let somebody just go to weeds. And that's what they did with this guy, right? They always do this to veterans, right? I thank you for your service. Now get the fuck out of my face and go live in this hovel. Be
Messed
poor.
up.
We're not going to give you anything. Yeah. So, when people my service, my new thing, and it hasn't happened in person yet, I asked them for money. I was like, thank you for your service. And I'll just say, I take cash.
You got $20?
Yeah. Yeah, you got some money? Yeah, give me some money, man. Oh, no, I don't get him. Oh, really? You don't care that much about my service. You just paying lip service. Got it. Go away. You don't really care. Yeah.
And of course, there's people who try to say that you're fake, or you're not really a Marine.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Imagine that too. People try to discount your military history. Yeah, you're right. I went
I've been
to a
called
costume
stolen
shop,
valor.
put on, and they just happen to have a Marine costume there that fits me perfectly.
I put my Marine Corps picture on my Facebook profile, and people are like, stolen valor. I'm like, yeah, you're like 12 years old. Shut up, kid. You're a fucking kid. You get pissed off, the internet goes off for 5 minutes, you can't deal with life. Get the hell away from me, kid.
But that's my story.
Having suffered my entire life, I can definitely sympathize with this guy. All right, let's spin the wheel.
Let's spin our next Segway wheel.
Of course, disabled veterans in the United States get bupkis unless you're willing to put up with a bunch of bureaucracy for years and years and years and years and years, and you're probably just going to get denied anyway.
We'll give you a alliteration headline for your story. This is only one story, you said?
Yeah, it's only alliteration. Vultures.
Vultures.
Vultures!
Ooh, huh?
What are vultures? People hate vultures, but they're one of the most necessary animals on the planet. Rewildingeurope.com has a story. Cinereos vultures take to the sky in Spain and Bulgaria. Cinereos vultures have recently been released in the Rhodope Mountains of Bulgaria and the Iberian Highlands of Spain. Their return marks an important step forward in rewilding Europe's skies, supporting the comeback of species in Europe, strengthening the circle of life, and delivering lasting benefits to local communities. Let's get to the meat of the story. Rewilding supports the comeback of all wildlife, including birds, recognizing the critical role that birds play in wild nature, particularly keystone species that have significant impact on ecosystems, such as vultures and other raptors. Rewilding Europe and its partners are working to restore bird populations in a growing number of landscapes. Today, the rewilding of Europe's skies is delivering wide-ranging benefits for people and nature in increasing scale. There's your little commercial for them. Let's do the story now. I hope. It's one of Europe's 4 vulture species, Cinereous vulture, Cinerous. Let's try that. Cinereous. I'd say cinereous, I guess. Vultures play a critical role in nature. They prevent the spread of disease by consuming carcasses, helping to recycle nutrients and maintain the health and balance of ecosystems. A major draw card for bird watchers and wildlife enthusiasts. They can also help to revitalize rural economies by supporting the growth of nature-based tourism. Yeah, bird watchers love to spend money too. Most of them retired. They got nothing better to do but spend money, eat, and look at birds. As part of the Rewilding Europe's commitment to support wildlife comeback of all the rewilding landscapes, groups of cinereous vultures have recently been released in the Iberian Highlands and in Bulgaria as part of an ongoing introduction programs. In the Iberian Highlands, 16 vultures were released in Paralejos de las Chucas, a municipality located in the province of Guadalajara, the largest release program that started in 2020 with birds sourced from wildlife recovery centers across the Castilla-La Mancha region. The initiative, which now has seen 37 cinereous vultures set free, is led by the Department of Sustainable Development of the regional government of Castilla-La Mancha and the Alto Tajo Natural Park, with on-the-ground work carried out by Rewilding Spain and Spanish NGO Terra Naturalis. The return of cinereous vultures to the Iberian Highlands is vital for strengthening local food chains and enhancing the natural process of scavenging, said Pablo Shapira, team leader of the Rewilding Spain. We hope that this collaboration between organizations will soon see these magnificent birds once again nesting in the landscape. Several of the recently released birds are adults already capable of breeding, increasing the likelihood that they will nest next spring and establish themselves permanently in the area. In the Rhodope Mountains in Bulgaria, 7 cinereous vultures were released as part of an ongoing program to restore the species in the eastern Rhodope Mountains. So far, 27 vultures have been released there by the Bulgarian Society of the Protection of Birds, the BSPB, and Rewilding Rhodopes since 2022. The birds were sourced from a rehabilitation and breeding center run by Spanish NGO, which specializes in the care and rehabilitation of rare bird species. The program is set to continue at least 4 more releases in 2029, with the team optimistic about future breeding success. The birds that have already been released are showing stable behavior and successful forming pairs, says BSPB vulture expert Dr. Dobromir Dobrev. 7 released birds have now occupied nests as part of 5 pairs. 7 released birds have now occupied nests as part of 5 pairs. Wouldn't the 5 pairs mean 10 birds? I'm confused. With some of these pairs, including vultures from native populations across the border in Greece. If this trend continues, we're expecting
the ones
breeding to begin
reintroduced have already been accepted into the wild population. Basically, is what they're saying.
Right. The Greece don't realize that there's an international border, and they just cross the borderline and just without even caring. And just right with the Bulgarians, they're like, yeah, that's right. We don't care about your borders. Birds don't care about your stupid artificial borders, folks. The birds released in both the Iberian Highlands and Rhodope Mountains rewilding landscapes spent time in assimilation enclosures with minimal human contact before they are set free, allowing them to adjust their new surroundings. To encourage local settlement, the reintroduction program in the Iberian Highlands includes the management of 6 supplementary feeding stations, the installation of nesting platforms and trees across the Alto Tajo and Serrania de Cuenca regions, and the placement of 2 life-size decoy vultures. In the Rhodope Mountains, 10 artificial nests have been built in trees within sight of the aviary, while the introduction team also operates dedicated feeding station to support adaptation. So vultures who feed off carcasses have been eliminated a great deal by the practice of veterinary medicine, which is harmful to birds. They eat a dead cow, they eat a dead horse, they eat a dead sheep, and what do you know? They've got that toxin in their systems, and it kills them. Centaurus vultures once ranged from Portugal all the way across Europe, through Turkey and the high mountains of Kazakhstan and the Mongolian steppe. However, a combination of threats, including poisoning, habitat loss, diminishing availability of food, and collision with power lines led to a huge reduction in their numbers and range. Europe is burying their power lines, so that's going to be eliminated very soon, I would imagine. I know, like, everybody's going to bury their power lines. It doesn't serve any purpose having them above ground.
That's true. I've never seen power lines here above, like, anywhere.
Poisoning, they're saying, but mostly the poisoning is from medicines that are given to cattle and sheep and horses and whatnot that die out on the plain, and they lay there for a couple of days, and that medicine never leaves their bodies, and I'm telling you, that's the poison that's killing them. Today, thankfully, the Centaurus vulture is making a slow but steady comeback in Europe, with reintroduction of conservation efforts taking place in such countries as Spain, Portugal, France, Bulgaria, and Greece. Spain is home to approximately 3,000 breeding pairs of Centaurus vultures, around 96% of European population of the species. That makes it even more important that the species extend its breeding range to other countries. There's your story on the comeback of the vultures. Big and nasty birds. Seriously, I had to work at sites that had vulture nests on them, and ooh, it's disgusting at the bottom. Right? They just vomit up hairballs all day. That's what they do. They vomit up hairballs.
The whole animal.
Yep, they vomit up hairballs.
Owls do the same thing too. Owls eat the whole animal, and then they have little clumps.
Yeah, like clumps of bone and hair they vomit out.
But somebody has to eat that stuff, right? If you're wondering where all that stuff goes, somebody's eating them. So
yeah, nothing eats those bones and that hair, though. It just sits there forever.
No, somebody does. Something does. All the bacteria.
No, man.
We're in a perfectly working environment, biome, right?
My experience, the only thing that ever cleared out that mess was humans coming out.
It relies on every single animal that currently exists to exist. So the more things we cause become endangered and extinct, the less our planet works. Here is our alliteration headline: Vibrant vultures venture verdant valleys and visionary rewilding voyages.
Okay, just inventing new words. Go ahead.
Rewilding. That's how a German would say it. Rewilding.
Okay, next story.
And let's roll our wheel for the segue.
Hey.
And my culture news. It's time for a limerick time.
Oh boy, gotta think now. Limericks.
My culture story is about women in architecture. They don't get enough praise, so we're going to praise them today. This is by Hannah Jane Parkinson on The Guardian. If one of you were to think Brazilian 20th century modernist genius, one might alight on Oscar Niemeyer, but see also the Italian emergée Lina Bobardi, who had developed an Italian-style modernism with a Brazilian accent in her adopted homeland. Her Teatro Oficina in Sao Paulo was named by this paper as the best theater in the world. Oh yeah, we saw that. We saw that article about the best theater in the world. 500 miles away is one of the favorite residential buildings, A La Ronde, an eccentric 16-sided home in Exmouth, Devon. It was designed in 1796 by Jane and Mary Parmenter, two spinster cousins, in the words of the National Trust, and relative John Lauder. The cousins, who were not professionals, had been inspired by their grand tour of Europe, an unusual undertaking for women at the time, and in particular the Basilica of San Vitale in Ravenna, Italy. The critic Lucinda Lambton described the cottage ornate with Byzantine inflection as embodying a magical strangeness one might dream of only as a child. Bulbardi and the Pyraminters are people that this author, Hannah, thought of when reading a recent report by the Royal Institute of British Architects, the RIBA, which found that stark displays of sexism were pushing women out of the profession, stalling their progress within it, or putting them off entering it altogether. The RIBA Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Valerie Von Dick, the first woman CEO in the organization in almost 200-year history. You know there's a problem when you're still getting the first woman in something, you know? We think we've progressed past a certain point, and then you learn, actually, this is the first time a woman's been here. What do you mean, the first time? In 2025? They documented the sexual harassment, including stalking and groping, unequal pay, a 16% gender gap, unsociable hours, and pervasive power imbalances that make for an uncomfortable reading of the current state of British architecture. It comes 2 decades after a seminal 2003 review explored an exodus of women from architecture. Clearly, the industry hasn't sufficiently renovated itself. More women are studying the subject at university, but only 30% of architects registered with the Architects Registration Board, and under a quarter of RIBA chartered members are female. So there's more women, but where are they going? Increasingly, the retention issue has overshadowed the recruitment one. So retention, that's the issue, right? They get recruited and then they leave a year later because they're getting harassed. In 2017 survey by DZEN, just 10% of senior positions in the 100 largest architecture firms worldwide were held by women. Only 10%. That's 10 women for every 100 men. That results in the unfortunate truth that the achievement of some of the finest architects are being made even more impressive on the basis of their sex. You're fighting uphill battle. There is Kazuo Sejima and her confident but mercurial buildings, which mirror the moods of their natural surroundings. Aluminum, coral skates in the bright sun and shimmers in the rain. The considered reflective cloud of her 2009 Serpentine Gallery Pavilion, the Rue Nishizawa, seamlessly integrated with Hyde Park. Mariam Isofu, a Nigerian-born architect, works with sustainable local materials and resources, from earth bricks, rubber wood, palm leaves to produce handsome libraries and housing estates in our native country and elsewhere. Liz Diller's work is porous and community-focused. Her greatest triumph, in Hannah's opinion, is New York's extremely popular High Line, a 2-kilometer elevated linear park along an abandoned freight viaduct. Meanwhile, her Broad Museum in Los Angeles holds its own across the street from Frank Gehry's better-known Walt Disney Concert Hall. Architecture has long been considered one of the most misogynistic of fields, whether it's due to the stereotype of mathematics being for boys, till that the people who sent humans to the moon, all of those were women doing calculations, all of those were women doing the calculations to get to the moon, or women are solely suited for soft furnishings like interior design. This reflected in day-to-day praxis, on-site PPE, which is too large. Oh, you want a hat to save your skull from being cracked open? Here's one that goes all the way over your face, because it's so big. Rarefied clicks and emails, which begin with salutations gentlemen instead of a gender-neutral term. As one of the best architects of the past 30 years, Ite Zaha Hadid once put it, I am not part of this boys' network. There are places men go and women can't. Like those gentlemen clubs or guys asking each other to play golf. I don't know why that's a male thing, but maybe they don't let you on the golf course if you're a woman. Right, you can show up and then they'll be like, we don't have women on this course. That sounds really weird.
Or, there's no such thing as that.
Like, a gentleman club makes sense because there's probably a person actually standing in front of the door, right? Going, sorry, you're not allowed to come in here, madam. But like a golf course, you just join the club and get on the field, right? You shouldn't have to be a man or a woman to enter a golf course. Of course, buildings have long been built by and for men. Le Corbusier's famed Unité de Habitation, as stunning as the typology is, and was designed according to his ideal figure of an anthropometric scale. He called this the modular man, inspired somewhat by Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, except Le Corbusier based it on a 6-foot British policeman, despite never building anything in Britain. The imagery PC plot dictated everything from the heights of the handles to the dimensions of the staircases. Oh, I can't reach that handle. It's up there now for really tall 6-foot people. This is true though, and it's not. Also bathrooms, where they place bathrooms. We talked about this in a previous article somewhere. Where they place bathrooms is genderfied. I didn't know this, but it is, right? They'll put like one male bathroom because men don't need to go to the bathroom that much, right? They don't have to have a menstrual period, you know. They pee and poo and that's the end. And then they'll put like 20 of those buildings because they're easier and they're smaller. And then they'll be like, oh, we need one women's bathroom, and it'll be over there at the end of the hall because there's not even that many women around here. It isn't just the building's functionality that was designed for men in mind, but that they adhered to ostensibly inherently male qualities of form and character. Hard steel, austere wood paneling, the rawness of Bettenbrut. The most obvious example is phallic skyscrapers, certainly more common than Hadid's football stadium can cater, which was mocked for resembling a vulva. She disagreed, but honestly, it does. Then again, so does a stadium in the same county by Albert Speer Jr. Yeah, just because a woman designed it doesn't mean, hey, it's circular and there's a hole in it, just like a vagina. They've all looked like that. All stadiums look like that. The woman didn't make it look like that. According to mainstream culture, depictions of architects are mainly hyper-masculine. The brooding Adrian Brody with sleeves rolled up in the 3-hour epic The Brutalist, for instance. The protagonist of Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead, Howard Rourke, and an early archetype of the egotistical Starkitect, or Brokitect. Here's an excerpt channeling Rourke. These rocks, he thought, are here for me, waiting for the drill, the dynamite in my voice. Waiting to be spilt, ripped, pounded, reborn. Waiting for the shape my hands will give them. I apologize to anybody who had to listen to Ayn Rand writing there. So, the hypothesis that's adorned the concrete or clean lines are male by default is of course reductive. You can't learn to make new architectural wonders if you're constantly trying to fit into a box of male design. So does the sex of an architect even matter? Aside from the obvious failure of equity? Yes. More women in the profession means that buildings in urban environments increasingly reflect the lived experience of women. Style aside, in the 1980s, the women of London-based activist collective Matrix, tired of struggling with prams up steps or hurrying through unlit underpasses, campaigned for and realized a cityscape more attuned to the way women lived. Indeed, that is a good point. Oh wow, it's so dark in here, not like I have to worry about getting attacked. I'm a man. There's also research which shows that companies with greater gender diversity on boards tend to generate higher profits because they get money for both men and women. When it comes to architecture specifically, though it's salient to avoid the diametric of the gender stereotype that resulted in hard, cold, crystalline surfaces supposedly reflecting the temperament of men, round tables from within the industry do suggest that women's key strengths include working more collaboratively and inclusively and communicating in a more effective way with clients. In 2013, a petition failed in its attempt to have Dennis Scott Brown retroactively award the Pritzker Prize. It has been awarded solely to her husband Robert Venturi in 1991, despite the fact that Scott Brown had been co-principal at the practice for 22 years. Just 6 women have won the prize in architecture in history, including Sajima and Hadid, and they've lost count of the number who think both of Eames's were men. Oh, the Eames's. Oh, those were men that won, right? Nope, they were women. So if you co-make a building with your husband, you're not going to get the award because you were just there to support him, right? You didn't do any of the calculating. Reminder, there's a difference between, like, architecture requires math. It is like engineering, right? It's a very hard degree to get. You don't just walk into being an architect and win, right? There's a lot of things you have to go into to make sure a building won't collapse and kill everyone inside. So, trying to take away any of this hard work these women have done to become architects. The preponderance of women architects needs to improve, not just by giving due credit for and making tangible the aesthetics, creativeness, and beauty of their designs, but to facilitate the real-life actualities of half of the human population. The gradual culture shift within the field that fosters teamwork, better dialogue with clients, and considerations of inclusivity, in testament to the fact that more women are following in the footsteps of the great Norma Merrick Sklarek and her fellow trailblazers is important. Women are increasingly advancing in other workplaces thanks to flexible and remote working. mentorship programs, hiring reforms,
My
and
God.
the changing nature of networking events. Architecture must build on that. Yes, networking events. Oh, you're not allowed. All the best architects meet at the Gentlemen's Club, and you're not allowed in because you're a woman. Okay, cool. I guess I won't know any people who are making cool architectural designs or need an architect. I'm not even invited in the room where they're looking for architects. So there's your story in the improvements in the architectural fields for women.
I thought it was about real estate agents. It's about architects. Got to change my
Nope.
line.
I mean, it could be about real estate, but real estate's not a real job.
I know. Real estate agents don't do anything. They just put their name on a sign.
Yeah, you're right. These are people who are building those
At least
buildings.
in this country. All right. Let's do it then. Men architects from Brazil resist project. Let's do it again. One more time. Men architects from Brazil resist progress up to this day still. They make good commissions and deny women permissions to practice their newfound skill. And I sent you a video. I guess you can start at about the third.
But now they're able to join in, so give some props to those female architects. Also, good morning, Desi. Thank you for checking in with your daily elixir. I
sent you a video. You can start
edited the video down a bit,
Oh, really?
so I will be posting it on. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube and send you a link.
Okay, fine.
Because it's like a 7-minute video.
National. Oh, this day in history. This day in history.
Let me roll the segue wheel first. Here we go. Segue wheel, go.
You're sending me a video, I suppose. So I have to go.
Segue wheel. I'm gonna give you an association with something. Take us away. This day in history.
Want to try? You sent me a video, but I'm not even logged in.
I haven't uploaded it yet. I was reading a story this week.
Yeah, but I'm logged in under a different account. I have to log out of this account, log into a different account, so you can send me the video. So it isn't so simple as you make it sound. As me just sending a video or receiving a video, I can't open. Facebook takes like 7 minutes to open every damn time. Sorry.
This day in history, please.
On my computer. This day in history, 1804, Napoleon crowned himself Emperor of France in the presence of Pope Pius VII. I guess that's all you need. You need a pope in the room. Is there a pope in the room? Yeah. 3 of them. Okay. 1859, abolitionist John Brown was hanged following a raid on Harper's Ferry, Virginia. American hero, John Brown. 1884, American monologist and monodramatist. These are 2 things, a monologist and a monodramatist. Ruth Draper was born in New York City. 1942, scientists led by Enrico Fermi conducted the world's first controlled self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction at the University of Chicago. I said, look what we can do. Chain reaction. 1954, the U.S. Senate voted to censure Senator Joseph McCarthy for his conduct in the investigation of communism in the United States. Joseph McCarthy, one of the worst people ever to be born on the planet. 1971, the United Arab Emirates was formed by the union of 6 small emirates in the Arabian Peninsula. 7th emirate joined in 1972. You know, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, all them ultra-rich, no human rights countries with huge skyscrapers everywhere. In 1981 is the birthday of Britney Spears. Happy birthday. Britney Spears turned 44 today.
Wow.
44. Oof. I asked you before the show, I asked you, who's older, Britney Spears or Aaron Rodgers? And you didn't hear me, apparently. Anyway, Britney Spears is born on this day. Public scrutiny of her personal life is born. Leave me alone! You're lucky she even sings for you bastards! The most famous internet meltdown, maybe, of all time. 1942, William C. DeVries implanted the first permanent artificial heart in Barney Clark. The aluminum and plastic perfect 7. It did not last beyond its warranty, and poor old Barney Clark died anyway. But, you know, that's part of science, right? Hey, science. 1 step forward, 10 steps back. 1983, the groundbreaking music video of Michael Jackson's song "The Thriller" aired on MTV. If you can sit through that whole thing, good for you. 1993.
It was pretty long. Hollywood.
It's just
yeah.
It's like the same song over and over again. Why is it so long? He's just singing the same things over and over again. Because they wanted to make a horror film out of a video. That's why. And Vincent Price wasn't doing nothing, so they stuck him in there. 1993, Pablo Escobar was killed during a shootout with authorities in Colombia. He was the head of the Medellin cartel, was arguably the most powerful drug trafficker in the 1980s, and responsible for the population explosion of hippos in the mountains of Colombia. 2001, because he had his own zoo. And he paid the cops better than the government paid him. So he was a pretty popular guy for a while. 2001, following revelations of massive accounting fraud, Enron filed for bankruptcy. Enron, one of the most criminal companies in the history of the United States. The energy trading company is one of the seventh largest corporations in the world. Did she?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think she told me that. But Enron was books. They were claiming profits they didn't have. They even put the accounting business out of Arthur Andersen's accounting business out of had to just go belly up because of them, because they were complicit in their cooking their books. And Enron, if you don't know, Enron owned the energy grid in California, and they would sit there and have what's called rolling blackouts to save themselves money for no other reason, just to save themselves money. And they would sit there and laugh at people losing power. They would sit there and look at the grid and they would have a little map on their little computers, and they go, "Hey, we just cut off the power! Wah ha ha ha!" It's funny. They actually make recordings of them making fun of people, losing their power. Enron was a terrible. They were, run by crooks. On to the next story. 2014, Canadian ice hockey player Jean Béliveau, considered one of the game's greatest centers, noted for his prolific scoring, died at the age of 83. Still not as good as Gretzky. Gretzky still holds the scoring record. Not the goal scoring record, the scoring record. Our featured event in 1823 was the Monroe Doctrine. The U.S. decided that the Monroe Doctrine declared that the U.S. would not interfere in European affairs, but that its sphere of interest included the entire Western Hemisphere. Was enunciated by James Monroe. It's like, Europe, stay out of our business, we'll stay out of yours. That lasted all the way. When did we start getting involved in foreign entanglements? I think it was Philippines. The Philippines. Yes, it was. It lasted all the way up until the United States decided we need to go to the Philippines. In about 1900 or so. Our feature biography is Georges Seurat, the French painter, who was born December 2nd, 1859, in Paris. Also died in Paris at the age of 31. Holy crap. 31? That's not very old at all. Other birthdays today: Maria Callas, American opera singer, born in 1923. She'd be 102. Harry Reid, U.S. United States Senator, former Majority Leader of the Senate from Nevada. I don't think he's around anymore, but he would be 86 today. Gianni Versace, Italian fashion designer who was murdered. He was born this day in 1946. He would have been 79 today. Britney Spears we covered, and the answer to my question, Aaron Rodgers' birthday is also today. He was born in 1983. So, Aaron Rodgers is 2 years younger than Britney Spears, and he looks 50 years older. So, just saying. And our National Day calendar today, it's National Fritters Day. Fritters are those like the
fritters things that are like eating all that bones the vultures leave behind.
The fritters. Fritters? No, I didn't say critters. I said fritters. Fritters are like these baked goods with good stuff in them, like apple fritters.
You flatten it and you fry it, and then you eat it, and then you.
It's like a hush puppy that's been mashed. National Mutt Day, National Special Education Day. I'm special, I know that. So I need a special education.
Okay.
It's National Day of Giving, or Giving Tuesday is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. You should always giving anyway. So, and it's also subject of our mic drop, World Trick Shot Day.
Hell yeah.
Harlem Globetrotters. I remember the Harlem Globetrotters. Curly Neal would do the half-court shot over his shoulder, and he never missed from half-court. He never missed. I swear to you, he hit 50 in a row. They have a girl now that does that. I was trying to get her video, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they only had a short version of it. And they never give her name. It's like these jackasses on these TikTok videos are like, look at this girl. She can hit all kinds of shots. 2, 3, 4 minutes of talking. Doesn't even say her name.
Yeah, and just
She has a fucking name,
diminishing
right?
her to a girl, right? She's a grown-ass woman.
She's a girl. How look at this girl? Hey, they said girl. She never misses and she's a girl. Does she have a fucking name? No, you're just going to keep calling her a girl, which she's a full-grown woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I leave comments just like that, by the way. Stop calling her a girl. She has a name. You might want to give us her fucking name so we can fucking know who she fucking is.
Okay,
I'm just serious. Why do you put a video up and
angry.
don't even get the name? Are you going to get sued for using her name? You've already put her image up there. You're not going to get sued. Anyway, that was my little pet peeve with stupid videos that I click on and think there's actual information. There's your days. Your mispronunciations, your limericks, your rants about my little thing that I just get onto on the internet and can't get over. For everything on December 2nd, 2025, I'm before fritters. The only food today is fritters.
Well, I guess I'm gonna.
Fritter.
Well, I was gonna associate that with the vultures, but then it was the wrong thing.
You're gonna have to stall for time because I have to.
Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna talk about. I'm gonna associate something. We're gonna associate. Oh, yeah, okay. The Monroe Doctrine. The good old Monroe Doctrine, which is, of course, what we're returning to, right? It's we want to be. I say we. I don't associate with the current U.S. foreign policy, which is U.S. first. Fuck every other's losers. Oh wait, we need a global economy in order to run stuff. That's the Monroe Doctrine for you. Let's not interfere with anybody's internal affairs. I wish they would stop trying to make a deal with Ukraine and Russia, because that is definitely dealing with internal somebody else's internal affairs. What's wrong?
Well, Facebook doesn't care what I click on. It just does its own thing.
Oh, okay.
I tried to change my profiles. Okay, let's switch accounts, and I go switch accounts, and all my accounts switch, and I switch to the account I want open, and it doesn't go there. It goes to the one I already had open, which is pissing me off.
But there's my association to the Monroe Doctrine. We're currently doing.
Don't send me
Monroe
videos
Doctrine,
anymore.
I guess someday.
Send me videos on some other because Facebook doesn't work. I'm just waiting and 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 waiting.
You don't. It might be easier.
Sing a song or something.
YouTube channel.
Play a violin. Well, you could just told me where you started it. That would have probably been the quickest way to do it.
Probably 1 minute in.
Because, yeah,
when they actually start doing the trick shots, instead of when they're just
the
talking.
best thing for me to do would have been to just start and tell me where you added to it, because this is a nightmare. I'm just sitting here waiting for chat to even load. Not even loading. It's just sitting there flashing. Just waiting. This is always a nightmare. This is why I send you videos over my phone, because there's no way to open Facebook while I'm doing this stuff. It just doesn't open. It just sits there and flashes. Doesn't care what I do.
Can you go
it's
on
still
to
doing
the
the same
YouTube channel?
thing. Okay, it finally opened. No, I'm not doing anything else. I'm not about to try anything else while this is open. It'll just make it go slower. Slow computers don't speed up when you open more stuff. Unfortunately, it works the opposite. Oh my God, stop asking me questions, Facebook. I don't care. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it finally opens and I got a pop-up ad. Do you want to save all this information? No, get away from me. I don't even know what you're asking me. Stop asking me questions. All right. So now I finally got the video that you sent me. Hopefully I can just start it from the beginning.
You should be able to.
Close everything else. I was almost tempted to close Discord. All right, finally got it.
This
Hopefully you
has been
started it
Allison
right from
here
zero.
from the Netherlands and Roger from the East Coast of the U.S. as we finish up another Good Tues News Day. And we will see you tomorrow for Wacky and Weird Wednesday, in which we will be covering all the weird and wacky stuff that's been going on this week in the news. So make sure you're following on Twitch, subscribed on YouTube, turn those notifications on so you know when we go live, post a video, and of course, if you would like to support us monetarily, there's Patreon, which is a link in somewhere. You'll find it. And if you can't find it, I can help you. So let's go into our trick shot mic drop moment.
All right, so ladies first. So I'm gonna start it off. Let's go.
Here's the girl that does trick shots here.
Yeah. She's probably the most talented one of them all.
Where'd you go,
actually,
behind the
so.
back?
She looks like
Behind the back.
23, but yeah, she's a girl.
Okay, so behind the back.
It's
go
probably
behind the back with
30
the
by
left?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she go this
But
way.
then she does
go
the
here.
curly kneel, the old
Slow it
curly
up,
kneel act,
No, I
which
got
was
you.
dribbling and
Beat
hitting
that
half
What
court
is it?
shots.
But they're playing like, they're
Come on
playing
then.
horse.
Right hand, you start with your
Doing
right
They're
hand.
playing
trick
pig,
shots.
actually.
Right?
They're playing
pig.
pig. It's just the
Okay.
three-letter
Air.
version
I
of
think
horse.
that's what the air's there. Okay, I get it.
Hey, this way.
Yeah.
We call
This
it pig
way.
because
There
it's
you
a
go.
Right, start with your right.
Give me an
They're
A.
professionals.
We used to play-
They,
So
you
they
got-
only get
you
3
got
times
this way.
instead of 5.
To this way.
Me and my brother just play
Four.
dinosaur, or just long word. We take long
Yeah,
words.
that's a lot
Let's
of
play
trying.
dinosaur.
Yeah.
Great. We got nothing but time on the farm,
Dunk
right?
it or not, but I ain't gonna do it like that.
Hey, that ain't the move.
That's why I said I can't do it. So
Between your
So
chores,
go
you
here
play.
to here.
Yeah, I can make
Pretty
these
good
shots,
job. I
man.
can't do it, he says.
Now who's nervous?
I can do the between the legs, behind the back, between the legs shot.
While you
That was
doing
my
all that
standards
chirping.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I could probably still do
Pete.
it with a little bit warm up.
Smokey the Bear.
Oh,
There
you
you
did
go.
it too.
They better ask about me.
No, you got a
They better
match.
ask about me.
That was
not-
your ace.
All right, here we go.
Behind the
I love
back
how
free
she's the one
throws
who's
are
setting
good.
the trick shots too.
Yeah.
Here we
Well,
go.
she goes first. That's how it works
Yeah.
in horse. Whoever
Smokey
goes
the
first
Bear.
gets to hit.
Ah.
If you miss,
Through
you
the
lose your
legs,
Y'all
turn.
long.
over into the net.
Yeah.
Don't lose your
Biggie
turn
gonna
till you
mess it
miss.
up. Biggie gonna mess it.
Never will.
Ah.
Never will.
All right.
They're never gonna
All right,
miss.
here we
None
go.
of
Over
these
the head
guys.
game.
There's another
She has to
one.
do something
One
hard.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, she missed
Oh,
it.
she
Now she
missed.
lost her turn.
There it was. All right.
Darn.
I thought I was gonna get them with at least one.
I bet
She
you
had too
did
much
think that.
backspin
She was-
on the ball when she
Go.
threw it behind
Go up.
herself.
Too much thinking. Oh, no. That wasn't hard. Come on, guys.
We're gonna start getting y'all out. We're gonna start adding some
Layup
air.
What was that? Just
Come on
jumping
now.
really
Layup
high?
package. Where your lay game at?
Layup package.
Ooh,
They know my
I
layup
thought he
package
was
on
gonna
100. I
miss.
don't even know why they trying me. I don't
You
even know why they trying me.
You have to do the high-low thing with the basketball. High-low.
Yeah.
And she
Oh,
missed.
no.
I got it now.
Hey,
Hey.
you live in Atlanta,
Hey.
don't you?
Hey,
All right, are you gonna
That's
play
a
the whole
smooth
thing?
A.
Because I don't even
Here
know
we
how
go.
this ends.
I'm gonna take it back to 91 in the finals. You know what I'm saying? A little MJ. You gonna go up this way? Show the right.
Ah.
Finish with the left.
okay.
Left
You feel me?
hand.
Gotta have a big
Man,
hand
these are
game.
easy
Let's
shots,
get
man. I
it.
thought I was gonna see
I
some
I
mean,
mean,
shots.
he's so tall.
Come on now,
I'm
I'm putting you in your
sure
good hand.
Just using your left hand.
A little baby
A lot of
draw.
players don't even use their
Oh,
left
man.
hand.
What I gotta do,
And
Bird?
if they're
You gotta
left-handed,
practice.
they use their
You gotta
right hand. You
Hey!
gotta definitely have a left hand to
That's
play
what we
Left
basketball.
hand.
They're finding her
Straight
weak spot.
by the left hand.
What she
Ain't
needs
fair,
to do
man.
is get
I
out
got
there and
long
hit
arms.
some
That's not
long
fair.
shots. That's what
Not
she
the
We
needs.
gonna
trying
do a little
shot.
Draymond.
Kill me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep you in here.
That was gonna be my
Oh,
next
failure.
thing to go to anyway because we
All
are
right, so that guy lost
globetrotters
his
and we
turn.
do tricks, but it's still basketball at the end of the day.
Yeah, but these aren't really
With the-
fancy
with the
tricks.
step
These are
back
just
game.
things
Step
I
back
could do.
Step back.
I wanted to looking for something.
Step back.
That's on you,
Yeah,
girl.
that's just
That's
like
just in the three-pointer.
congratulations. You can make a almost half. That's not even half court. A half.
It's a three-pointer.
A one.
It's a three-pointer. Oh, the three-pointer!
I guess I'm a cheerleader now.
There's a
She
three-point
failed.
line.
It's a little
Just kicked
unfamiliar
out.
Half
territory.
No.
I'm going to the
It's already
four ball.
gone.
I wouldn't
Oh,
advise
yes.
it. I wouldn't advise it.
Her problem was she started out
I
with the
was
stupid
not
trick
advised.
shots first. That's
I'm a
where you
big
go
risk
when you're
taker. That's the
desperate,
only way
those
you gonna
trick
win.
shots. The
That's
ones
the
you take
that's
are
the
normal
killer move
shots.
to get them
I
completely out.
raised your $2. Let me put
Yeah,
him
why
on
don't
the
you
board.
start off with
Put 'em
trick
on the-
shots
yeah,
like
get-
that?
put 'em on
man?
the
You
board.
start out with
Free throw.
normal shots.
Keep it simple.
Free throws are not trick shots. Boy, this is a disappointment.
Yeah, he might.
I realize the
overthink it.
Harlem Globetrotters don't play
may
actual
overthink it.
basketball.
Yeah,
Like they
I
do a
told
lot of
you.
Yeah,
goofing
get
around.
I mean, I guess it is hard enough
Yeah,
if you don't
dude.
make a free shot.
Give
Dude,
me your eight.
you can't hit a free throw. Get off the court. Get off
He's
the
just
court.
like, look, I'm
Finally,
gonna
a
do
shot.
Free
Finally,
throw.
something that seems like a trick shot. Finally.
shot.
That shot is disappointing.
Oh, he made it, huh?
There's
Come
one.
right back to it.
That wasn't quite half
Ain't
court.
nothing. From
He's
the front.
taller.
That was the
He's got
Lillard.
more reach.
That was a Damon Lillard line there.
Short game.
Ah!
Give me an A. A, Jay
Oh.
got
Nothing
that.
but
Jay
rim.
got that.
Underhand.
Hit him with his own shot.
Double
You
A's.
feel me?
Keep that energy.
You know it is. You know
Keep
it
that
is.
same energy.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, see, he's about to
Right
do something
on.
tricky.
Yeah.
There's a trick
That
shot. There's
same
something you
energy.
He
can
failed his trolling trick.
that
Who y'all think gonna win? Jet?
Cinco.
Bulldog.
Far be it for me to tell these guys how to shoot, but you gotta
Yeah,
start
it's
out
over.
with half-court shots. Is what you gotta do.
Little
He got
overshot
fouled.
there, buddy.
That wasn't even good.
No.
He got fouled, right? Yeah.
Bounce game.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
There's a trick
that
shot.
was at
Nope.
least kind of a trick.
Okay.
Off the glass.
Go ahead.
Keep
Bouncing
that
the
one
ball
under basket.
into
I hit
the
that.
net.
That's one of my trick shots. I always hit, but you got to stand right
Last
under the
game?
basket.
Warm it up.
Yeah.
You just bounce it really
Warm
high.
it up.
Bounce it really high
Basket.
right into the basket.
You know where I was at.
No, I'm
Use
over
the-
there.
use the
Oh,
backboard,
I'm so
too.
sorry to
I
hear
ain't trying
that.
to say nobody
I'm so
cheating
sorry
nothing.
to
I
hear
got
that.
you, Bulldog.
Oh,
I
there's
see
the
you.
Yeah,
argument.
right.
That's what
Spin
I'm
on.
trying to do. Just trying to make sure.
He's gonna
Good
miss.
shot. Good shot.
Oh, there's a.
I think
Jet right here.
Nope.
this guy's gonna win.
Yeah.
Unless
This
he
half-court
does.
hook shot's gonna do it.
Oh, I don't
Half-court
know.
hook shot. Oh man, that wasn't even
Oh,
close.
Smokey.
They're both trying it anyway.
Nobody was close.
All right, I gotta come behind the rim.
Go ahead.
Hey, I told him to do that.
Oh,
I'm
really?
really
From
disappointed that she
behind
got
the
eliminated.
behind. Oh, that's okay.
Behind the rim game.
That's one of my standby. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels: Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.